So, welcome to the D22 Zone podcast. My name is Jason. I'm hosting this shenanigan, and I'm joined by a couple of people that you may not know, actually. We've got a guy called Alex. Say hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
He's our resident sort of strategist kind of guy. He likes playing the ruse. What else do you play, Alex? Quick.
Civilization, Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends, any of the Command & Conquer series, Generals, that kind of thing.
Anything with Rise in it, Alex will play. We're also joined by a guy called Jim Soup, who is a guy studying
Not
PhD
actually made of...
chemistry. And he's really clever. And he
And
could
not
probably
responding.
tell you the makeup
Hello.
of a PC game. That's how clever he is.
Oh yeah, man. I know what they're made of.
Jim plays... What do you play? Men of War. Men of War is a Jim
I love that
Jim
shit,
game.
man.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of it.
We have Sam, who's our resident scrub. Resident racing driver person. He enjoys tearing up the track on Dirt 3 F1 2012 or 2011. I don't know which one it is now.
2011.
He's a year behind.
And we've got Ollie, who's recently joined us on the team. I have
Hello.
no idea what he plays, apart from Counter-Strike Source.
Yes, Counter-Strike Source, League. I'm waiting for Dota now. I think
Dota.
everyone is, but
Ah,
really
Yeah.
getting into League. So
that's cool. And I play a whole array of games. I don't really have anything specific. So, Skyrim, yeah. I do play a bit of that. So, got a few topics today. We're going to be talking about what we're going to be playing this week. What have you been playing this week? Just a brief overview. What have you liked? What you haven't liked? We're also going to talk about myself playing Skyrim. I've installed a ton of mods. Like there must be like 15 mods or so I've installed, like all graphics enhancers and inventory UI enhancers or stuff like that. And it's just made the game like 10 times better, and I love it now. We're also going to talk about The Darkness 2. I've played the demo a couple of weeks ago now. And so has Max, and I believe Sam may have experienced the demo. Have you experienced the demo, Sam?
I played it at MCM Expo, but
Yeah.
haven't got around to downloading the demo yet. So
Okay, that's cool. And Jim also played at Gamescom last year, so he can always
Yep.
add his very early impressions and his thoughts on it. I don't know if you've played it, Alex or Ollie.
I played the first Darkness game,
The first
which
Darkness.
I enjoyed, but haven't seen much of the two yet.
I will admit I'm completely new to the series. I haven't ever taken an interest in it yet. Well, I'm sure I will if the new one's coming out, but
Yeah, it's an interesting one to look at, definitely. But the more interesting thing out of everything on the list, I think you can all agree with me on this one as well, is Dear Esther. It's out in approximately 8 days from now, something like that. And the build-up has sort of come by its own. It hasn't really shown us tons and tons of stuff, and I think that's why it's built up to be. What do you expect from it? No one sort of knows, and I think that's what's the secret to selling games these days. But
Can I just ask, did any of you guys play the Half-Life 2 mod? Because it was originally a mod for Half-Life 2. Yes,
yep.
and it was it's proper experimental. So is the game that's coming out meant to be a remake or a sequel, or
we don't know. I don't think anyone knows.
was there very little released about it that we don't really know about it?
it is, yeah.
Other than the release date.
Other than the
February
release date.
14th.
And it's got an IGF Factor Award that it's been nominated for. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
apart
think it
from
has
that-
any distinct publisher.
No, I think it's made by about 2 or 3 guys.
Supported
Maybe
by
a bit
Indie Fund.
more.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
The graphics
Okay, then.
look immense.
it does look epic. I've got to say, the trailer looks fantastic, and
Yeah.
the storyline, as much as you don't know anything about the story, looks awesome. So So yeah, first topic of today. Basically, I'll go through one of you, like say, and what have you been playing? What don't you like about it? What do you like about it? Yada yada yada, and then we'll just move on from there. So, first question, Alex, what have you been playing this week?
TF2.
Oh God.
Good answer.
Is it really boiled down to this sort of level? No, why have you been playing TF2 then, Alex?
Just because I hadn't played it for a while. Revisited. It's a good baseline, just to pick up every now and then.
Apart from all the hats. Yeah?
Yeah, but what can you do?
Has anything changed dramatically since you last played TF2?
Nope, spies still annoy me.
Spies still annoy you. Okay, that's a good reason. I like that. Okay, Jim, I know you've been experiencing some Total War Shogun 2.
I have. I've started a co-op campaign with Ollie. It's pretty fun. Running around killing people, conquering Japan. It's good fun. I mean, I've never played it single player before, and I loved it. But the co-op campaign is pretty fun, actually.
Are you having any issues with the co-op campaign? Because me and my flatmate on a LAN kept losing sync, and it was mad.
Oh, no, and then the save would go all dodgy, and it wasn't a very nice game to play. You'd sort of go off it.
All right. Well,
you have to try and do the entire thing in one sitting, preferably.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we've managed to reload it a couple of times, and it's been alright. But it could be that they fixed it in a patch or something more recently. Because we only started like 2 days ago.
Yeah, they released loads of patches for it. And it caused other issues, and that was the problem initially, and then you kept losing sync, and then after a long period of play, it must have been after about 90 turns or something.
Enough turns in that it was seriously annoying.
Yeah.
I've heard mixed reviews on Shogun 2.
I love Shogun 2, and I'm waiting for Fall of the Samurai. I've already pre-ordered it.
Oh god. That's fair enough. But the disconnection issues, is that still apparent? And have they released any patches recently, about it, or?
Well, as far as I'm aware, they never really distinctly pointed. People complained, but they never pointed out and said, "Here's a fix." They just released patches on a whim, and the Steam servers didn't seem to stable either to handle it. It wasn't very nice.
Yeah. Okay then.
It could be better now because there's less. The player base is now smaller, so maybe that's why the issues aren't so bad.
It was quite unbalanced though. Online when I first started playing it when it came out, everyone would be like level 10, and by that time you get catapults that are prestige, absolute prestige, and you could just get knocked out and not know what's going on. Completely outweigh. You used to have to point of cheat with your friend to gain levels online just to be able to be competible against other people. It's quite ridiculous.
That's a shame if it's hard for a new guy to get in.
Yeah, it really is.
I wouldn't know where to start with a game like that because I haven't had pretty much any experience with RTS. But if it must suck for a new player to really enjoy a game, but to be forced out of the competitive scene by such a big margin.
It was a massive shame. Quick, simple fixes could have done it as well, but didn't go through.
So I think area for attention on that one, and I'm sure Jim will share his thoughts on it.
Sure thing.
In the upcoming weeks. So the next question goes to Sam has just muted his mic. No, he's come back.
Hello.
Next question goes to Sam. What have you been playing this week?
I'm actually playing F1 right now. So yeah,
right.
I've been pretty busy most of the week, but it's what I've been playing.
You see, he can't resist loading up that racing game.
Yeah, it's pretty obsessive.
I played F1 2011 about 2 weeks ago now, and I hated it. I preferred 2010 any day.
I've been going off it too, to be fair.
It just seems like more cartoony. Is that the right word?
Yeah, they changed the filters on it, so it doesn't have like the realism it had. With the glare and the lighting and stuff, it's just it's a shame. I've been playing more online racing games like actually that was another game I started playing, R Factor 2. I got
I've heard that's looking pretty positive.
Yeah, I got the beta for that handed over. So I've been playing that. Comparing that straight to F1 2011, there's a massive difference. You could, for example, roll across the grass on 2011 and not be harmed, but, you'd die if you do that on R Factor.
Yeah.
Massive comparable difference. Obviously, I think the other one was made for a console specifically. This one's PC only, so obviously you can excel in areas.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I don't know. F1 2011, it's probably also because of the fact that I started a tournament and got quite far in it on 2010, and I just want to finish that off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and the last question goes to our Oliver of the group. What are you playing this week?
I've been playing League with my mates, but
League of Legends.
League of Legends, yeah. I think I'm just completely put off by the online community on it, so I only resort to playing it with custom with my mates. But that's alright. The game itself isn't bad, it's just rage-inducing online is...
Yeah, it seems
so
to happen
bad.
a lot in these sort of genres. HON, LOL, Dota 2, in fact. They just attract the masses of complete tools.
Yeah.
They just seem to attract them. Oh, it's terrible. And I think it's down to the fact it's because of the free-to-play model. And I think that is the underlying fact of it.
A shame.
Actually, it might also be the lure of if you get a good start, you can just maintain it for the entire game, which is the sort of... I don't know, it likens the strategy game to more of a Call of Duty or less mindless title, which is just...
It's an addictive game, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's say if Europa Universalis, which is basically one big spreadsheet, if that went free to play, you wouldn't see sort of like the same community that goes on there. I think the free-to-play option just supports the fact, especially added on with the genre as well, supports the fact that, all douchebags go there, sort of thing. But, go on, sorry.
I've also completely stupidly picked up StarCraft. I got the starter pack.
Oh dear.
Yeah. It's just crying me in a corner.
You know, the next part of StarCraft 2 comes out soon now, don't you?
Yeah, but unfortunately,
because Wings of Liberty was just that part. The Zerg part's coming out.
Oh, fair enough. Well, it's good news for StarCraft players, but I don't think I'll be joining that crowd very soon because just the amount of I don't know what's going on here was incredible. I got on my way to play tutorials and stuff, and I still don't know what's going on a competitive scene. It's just.
Have you tried playing anywhere near tournaments yet?
No. What's the tournament? I don't good enough to play any tournament.
I remember at Gamescom when we went to see one of these, we was walking by and it was a StarCraft tournament. The biggest geeks in the world. Seriously. They must have had some sort of robotic finger in there because you could see how many times they were clicking and... it's just what the hell, man? Ugh. Not my sort of thing. Not my sort of thing at all. Fair enough. So an array of games. No one's been playing the same thing, which is good.
Try searching for the StarCraft 2 player I just posted the name of in the chat, and you'll be horrified.
I don't know if I want to.
High APM here.
So coming on to our next topic, because we want to try and keep this around the 30-minute mark. I've been playing Skyrim again. And
dear.
I don't know if anyone else plays Skyrim on a sort of regular basis here. Alex, you played a shed load of hours at the start.
Yeah, I was properly addicted. I've had to wean myself off.
Yeah, fair enough. I sort of had a same level of addiction, not as bad as you, Alex, I gotta say. But I've played a good fair amount of hours at the start. But then I totally went off it, straight off, bam, lasting appeal all gone. Until I downloaded some and installed some like graphics enhancer mods and UI enhancers and all these sort of mods. You know, the top 15 on Skyrim Nexus, and it has made the game so much better. Seriously, just like, if you're looking to get back into Skyrim, go onto Skyrim Nexus and download these 15 mods. It's probably like over a gig's worth of mods, but they are totally worth it.
How did you?
As I managed to put in nearly over 110 hours in about 3 weeks, I'll just stay away for a bit, still more.
But no, like, well, one of the mods, for example, this is one of the big underlying factors. You know, the UI in Skyrim is crap. Like, seriously, scrolling down through all your items and not having like a filter for potions and that sort of thing. Whose bloody idea was it to think of that? Jesus, man.
Like a real rucksack.
I know, well, like, and this mod, which has recently been published, the name escapes me now. It's on Skyrim Nexus. It sorts it out perfectly. It has, like, think of an Excel table, and then think of like symbols in the top, you know, the very top of the spreadsheet, and think of like potions, all items, food, that sort of thing. And when you click on one, it displays them in a bloody table. How much easier is that, and how much simpler that is than what Bethesda did at the start, and just create this whole mashup of, I'm going to confuse you and try to kill you with so many items, that scrolling and all that. It's just 10 times better. 10 times better.
Is that mod the Sky UI mod? Is that what you're thinking of?
I believe the Sky... Is it the Sky UI mod is the one where you can zoom into the 3D map? Or am I confused here?
I think you might be. No, just look. That's the inventory sorter.
Oh, okay.
So you have multiple categories at the top.
It could potentially be, yeah.
Yep.
It's on Skyrim Nexus, like in the top 20 or something like that. So go check it out. It's actually really good, and you know, I'm one for eye candy graphics. I just love like visual tweaks which make the game look awesome, and a lot of those, like there's one called an FXAA injector processor, super big bollock, whatever you want to call it. That makes the game like 10 times. Like, it just looks so much better. I have no idea what it does, but it's like just under like 2 megabytes and improved it immensely from there. But I guess, you know, you've still got to go through the fact that, okay, you've got so many things to do in Skyrim, and I think...
I was about to bring that up. Yeah. How are you coping with that?
I'm not really. I'm sort of just going around and chilling at the moment, and like, well, we mentioned this in one of the last podcasts that I personally prefer a bit more direction in games, and Skyrim doesn't. You know, obviously they've got the main quest line for sure, but you know, there's nothing like you must do this quest before this other quest sort of thing. So. But we'll see. There might be some changes. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to mention about this mod. There's a mod called like Skyrim Wars or something, and what this does is it like puts groups of enemies and bandits and dragons and all sorts of other things dotted around the map. And when you walk into a particular zone, you know, in a map, these two groups will start fighting each other. So it's basically you're walking around in the wilderness and you can come up to like these bandits fighting a dragon, and that was another thing that they should have implemented in, because otherwise you'd obviously meet the odd bear or you know, tiger, whatever other stuff's out there. But you know, walking around and finding groups of bandits fighting dragons and, you know, bits
active
and bobs
AI.
like that, it just makes it so much more of an active environment than anything else. And again, that was only like I think it was just under 20 meg to implement that. And these are small things, you know, very small things, which have made the game a lot better than it is. I don't know, what about you guys? You've been into Skyrim at all, or is it just me at the moment?
Well, I'm 20 hours in, and I agree that I just don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, and I don't feel motivated to actually do anything.
Yeah.
So I play it every now and then, and I do 1 or 2 quests, but I don't ever get into it enough to keep going.
Yeah.
I tried the companion, I tried the Thieves Guild, I tried the main quest story, and it just doesn't... I don't know, there's just not a big enough push behind you to get you to keep playing that extra, like to do 1 extra mission each time.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like, you don't feel that quitting is a bad thing. You say, oh, I'll do it later. There's time later. There's no rush.
I think that is the bad thing about it, You can quit and go, oh, yeah, I'll play that another day. It's almost like developers shouldn't be sort of installing that sort of theme into someone's mind.
Bethesda commented on it themselves, saying there was 32 hours of core gameplay, but no one can ever achieve that in the truest sense because there's so much gunk around it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, like, having 300 dungeons is great, but it's kind of a distraction as well.
Yeah.
It's almost too much.
Yeah.
But I'll carry on playing it. I'm posting the odd video this week, so prepare for that. You can see all my rubbish armor and rubbish items I have, because I've only just started playing again. But yeah, no, on to our next topic is Darkness 2 from the big 2K. The demo was released, about 2 weeks ago now. We would have mentioned this in the previous podcast, by the way, but unfortunately some of us were on holidays, so we had to cancel that. But no, Darkness 2. Personally, I played it. I thought it was okay, mediocre. It felt like a console port.
Disconnected from your channel.
It felt like we've lost Alex, by the way, to update you all.
Oh dear.
It felt like a console port out of all things, and there's those 2 alien-like tentacle things on the other side of your head. Those just didn't feel right. And
I know what you mean.
Like, they just felt, I don't know.
Joined your channel.
Well, wasn't so good. Oh, Alex is back. Hi, Alex.
Apologies, my keyboard wasn't accepting input, so I couldn't talk or type or do anything.
No problem. We're just talking about Darkness 2 at the moment, and I thought it was pretty mediocre, to be honest. I didn't think a ton of things to it, but hey, someone else might have a different opinion here.
I just crashed on F1. That wasn't a good move. But I think I spoke about it a lot. They transferred the Borderlands graphics over. I think if someone had mentioned that to me, I wouldn't have liked the idea of it, but it looks good. It suits it.
Yeah.
But it also looks like a console game, and it's not something you'd typically see on PC.
Yeah.
At all.
I think it was the controls more than anything that got me.
Yeah. Because obviously you have dual weapons and stuff. You can control the dragons as well, but that's a bit of a problem on PC because it's not, handheld unless you get an Xbox controller or something like that, or other reputable products. But it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, we shouldn't need to. If we play on PC, it should be tailored for PC controls as well as console. I think that's one thing that's been lacking with this generation is the PC-centric games that, apart from a few of the big titles, I don't think there's been that many from EAs or big publishers. It's the money at the moment. It's all going to console, and
everything seems to just be from a console.
Revolves around.
Yeah.
Though consoles are losing money. I think it was down by 10.2% or something. The console selling rate of just games and online went up.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, it was the Steam sales went around, mainly because of Christmas, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's quite surprising actually, because you'd imagine the PC game market. I'm sure the statistics back me up on this. The PC game market, or all PC gaming actually, in fact, would have seen a slight raise because of the Christmas sales and such. But it's surprising to see that THQ are in the absolute shitter at the moment. They've had to make redundancies all over the world practically.
Yeah.
they recently put their whole collection on Steam, or I think all the Warhammer collection on Steam on sale for like 60% or something.
Yeah, it went mental. I pretty much all my friends had it, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but hey, we'll probably mention that briefly in the next podcast. But no, that's an interesting one on the how PC gaming is. You'd expect it to not be surviving because you'd expect it to be surviving because of these console ports, but not in the case of THQ. That's for sure. But no, Darkness 2. I thought the story's wicked. Like the starting area is basically you walking around in a restaurant, I believe. I think there's a bit before that where you're talking to this weird dude and you go.
Yeah, you speak to the weird dude. It's actually that is a flashback to the first game.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, and then you go into this restaurant in the future, and also you don't know you have these dragon things, or either you are aware. And then obviously these guys bust in, and you get blown back, and people die everywhere, and then you're like, oh, you can't take my dragon thingies, and then everything kicks off from there. It's almost could be a movie if it was styled brilliantly enough.
Yeah, definitely. The thing I loved about it is I always remember that restaurant scene because it was so sort of it was almost not lifelike. The graphics didn't look at all lifelike, but the environment felt lifelike.
Yeah. It was pretty brutal. I thought, like you because if you don't know what's going to happen, it's people just enjoying themselves and they feel like real characters, and then all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, half of them are dead and you're running for your life.
Yeah, you get this woman's eyeball on your face. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that is.
A couple of people have felt physically sick playing it. I was pretty shocked when playing it at MCM Expo. Actually, I didn't think it was like that, and I hadn't played the first game, so I didn't know. I was in for a bit of a shock.
I think, obviously, go check out the D22 Zone website. There is Max's impressions on there. And I believe we are waiting for a review key. So if 2K listen to this, send us one now. Otherwise, we'll come eat you all up. Yeah.
Nom nom nom. Nom.
But interesting one, Darkness 2, and something to keep our eyes on. Retail price of £30. It's up there. So on to the last point. Where we're on now. Dear Esther. It's a deserted man, a lost man, memories of a fatal crash, a book written by a dying explorer. Now that should instantly get in your senses going, because firstly that gives you no idea what's sort of going on apart from that you're lost and you've been in a fatal crash. But looking at some of the screenshots on the website, it looks fantastic. And I do believe this is made in the Source engine as well.
It should be.
And like I've previously mentioned, sure, especially in Nuclear Dawn, the Source engine does have its limits. Because it was made in 2003 when Half-Life 2 came out. And sure, they've updated. They've carried on updated throughout the years, but it's not as good looking or pristine or anything like that as the Frostbite engine, the Battlefield 3 engine or the Crytek engine. Those outweigh it in lighting effects and all that. But I don't think that even matters for a game like this because it's so story focused. And that's personally what I'm looking forward to. Because I love games which just almost pull you into the screen, and from just reading about it and from some of the blog updates that they've been posting, it's already looking to do that. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Have you been following it much at all, or?
To be fair, I've not been following that much. I took quite a deep read when I had a chance to, but it reminded me of Alan Wake. An adventure sort of story as well, a bit of Uncharted in there, I thought. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I personally haven't played any Alan Wake at all.
You're not?
I haven't, no. So I can't really say much about that on that side of things. But I have been following, Dear Esther for the last it's a couple of weeks now actually, and some of the things which just make it that extra bit better is, firstly, the mystery side of things. No one really knows what's going on, even in the about section. They mention a small part about it, but still no one really knows why you're there or what's happening. They've also got a really good soundtrack by a person called Jessica Curry, and this soundtrack is going to be amazing. There's no doubt about it. Like, from some of the things that, especially on the Jessica Curry the website, she's done a whole load of things. She's obviously a composer and sound artist, and it's good to see these sort of people like joining up together and creating different elements of this game from other places, because all these people don't I'm presuming, don't work in the same office or anything like that. They're all sort of ported all over the country. So
it's one of the best games seem to come from now. They just come out of nowhere, or people have been working on them together.
Exactly.
And they've had no outside input for quite a while, or even just maybe from each other. So I think it works.
Yeah.
And the mystery just adds. Yeah.
I think it's going to go on Steam for a price of £7. It says it may be subject to change depending on Steam sales.
It'll probably go on sale when it's released, like most games are these days on Steam.
Probably like 10%.
Like 10%, yeah.
Just looking at it now, the system requirements you need to play doesn't look particularly too. You could probably run it off a laptop quite happily, and that's because of the great Source engine. Really, that doesn't take much oomph to run anything on max graphics. But yeah, I think we're obviously going to cover it. Hopefully, I'm going to purchase the game personally. I think they deserve all the support they can get. And it really does look like it's something special and potentially, one of the best games of the year to be released. But hey, that's a long shot from now. I don't know if you guys want to add anything more onto that. Like, have you, Jim or Alex, have you been following this at all, or?
Well, I followed it when it was a mod back in 2006, 2007, when it was first announced.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's sort of a narration-driven sort of exploration and adventure game. But yeah. I didn't even know it's being remade or released as a proper game until a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know how it will compare to the mod.
That's cool. Yeah.
But I mean, it's pretty abstract and experimenting, so it'll be quite interesting to see how it turns out.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I think we're missing a lot of non-action centric games. I mean, a game doesn't have to be rage-inducing. It can just be a calming thing, and to have a good narrative game is something I think I haven't seen in a while. There have been games with good narratives in an action scene, but I can't think of any at the second. But it's good to sit behind the computer and be told what to do rather than have some input. So.
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean. Like, it's been a very action-orientated couple of last months, really. As much as Skyrim's an RPG, that's still pretty action-orientated. Battlefield 3, Modern Warfare 3, there's quite a few out there, and we haven't really seen any sort of more chilled-out games or relaxing games. But hey, that's they're hopefully going to come. All right.
The year has been pretty hypeful, I'll just say. Last year was pretty hypeful. It was pretty much a build-up to October all year, and then now, this year, February, we're seeing quite a lot of stuff come out because it didn't have a choice but to come out then, because it can't come out in October. It wouldn't have been bought by anyone. Sales.
Yeah, I mean, another 3 or 4 titles I've got my eye on, which are either due out this month or next month. I don't quite know how my bank's going to cope with it.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, just to finish off there, what can I say from here? We've just finished off. It's time to end the podcast. Oh, yes, and it's my birthday, so please send all chocolate as a gift.
Happy birthday. Double G guarantee.
Yeah. But from us here on TeamSpeak, it's a farewell and a good night to the next one, which is next Monday sometime. But we'll upload on Tuesday. So
I love how unspecific that was.
At some point.
At some point. Okay then, guys. That's it now. Thanks.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
And this happens every time. Where is the stop recording button?
Is it the same as this recording button?
I need